Reciprocity? Reciprocity. No. Come look at it. Come look. Give me that. Reciprocity. To gain I would like Porsha to spell scepter. It's almost hurtful to me to watch her be so dumb. Somebody wrote a death on 265 days a year. What is wrong with that? Porsha ready to steal somebody else's husband. Yours. Sweet me again. Before games. Then also, who else do we have? There's a new girl named Angela Oakley. Now I don't know Angela, but I hear her husband is everything. I just feel like, even though you may not be married, it's just some things are just common sense of how to behave around a married couple. And for me, I don't even like to stand and look someone's husband eye to eye and carry on more than a 3-minute conversation. So when we go to exchange telephone numbers, like I was telling somebody the other day, every type of communication that you have with this couple needs to go through the wife. And you should know that at some point in your life. And if you overstep that boundary, then your intentions were wrong from the beginning. Porsha Williams coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta? That's false. But Porsha Williams is in the building. See y'all. What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from Fina Entertainment News, and that moment right there was short-lived.
And Shamia says she introduced you to Simon.
No, I didn't say that. I said I introduced Porsha to Simon. They themselves have even said that they met in each other's DMs.
I heard that too. I heard that you
You
introduced.
hear a lot of stuff. I'm telling you now, I did not introduce them.
In Nashville, you said, I introduced Simon to Porsha.
No.
She's my best friend.
No,
and then you went
I definitely supported Porsha for sure with Simon.
Did Shamia introduce you to Simon?
Listen.
Well, but why did you did she introduce you?
No.
I was there when she met Simon. I was there when they started this relationship. I don't have to worry about the optics because I was there. I didn't answer that.
She said no, but she paused before she said it. Did you two have a story where you wanted her to say she introduced you, so it wasn't like you crept in as DM?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Listen. I got introduced to him, right? And it happened, and the heat has been given. Let me carry my heat. All parties have moved on. I got him, okay? And I gave him back. So let's just leave it.
This is the thing about liars. Some of them are really good, but some of them are not that good. You have to remember your lies. Now, I was minding my business while being nosy, and people started sending me DMs and tagging me in different clips from the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1, which the ratings is on the floor. Anyways, let's stay focused. I do not watch the show. The last time I saw any clips or anything was when Kenya Moore left her last episode, okay? But yes, of course, because I'm online and I do, these videos, I might not be as consistent anymore, but I still collect content and things like that to do videos later on. So yes, of course, I do see the Real Housewives of Atlanta clips and things like that. So one clip in particular that I saw was Shamia and Porsha over there trying to figure out who introduced who said what, Porsha being caught up in her lie and not wanting to dig herself any further. She was just sitting there looking stuck and stupid. Now, yes, you all can be in the same friend group or separate friend group, and where your friend have met this person in passing and you and your partner or husband know this person, and you feel like you're a single friend and that man, hey, you know what, they know of each other, they have seen each other, but let's go ahead and play matchmaker. You know, that's possible. I get it. However, people just went in on Porsha and Shamia all because after the lies of one moment it was, I met him in passing because Atlanta is big yet small as it relates to the celebrities friend group. Then it was Dennis being in the hot dog and restaurant business, and in passing she met him through Dennis allegedly. Then it was, oh, I met him through his wife on the show when they were coming on the show and all of that. Then it was Shamia being in the comments under this picture right here, and Porsha responding that Shamia is the best matchmaker ever. So people were saying, well, if Shamia was and is the matchmaker, then that means she introduced the both of you. And that's why I said you have to clarify the introduction, because what they are focusing on is the romantic introduction. Shamia was a matchmaker. That's what Porsha wrote. So the whole thing about the DMs and all of that, girl, lies, because according to you, Shamia was the matchmaker. That doesn't mean that was her first time meeting Simon. And I think that's where they're getting it mixed up. Shamia is saying, no, I didn't introduce her, as in the very first time she met him, I was the one who brought her over to meet him. But then they play the clip back, and Shamia was like, I was there when they, it's like, which one is it? The both of you are lying. And that's why Porsha just completely shut down and said, you know what? It's done. We're not together. Let's move on. Let's not point the fingers or blame anybody else. Let me just go ahead and sit here and look like a fool and the liar that I am and just move on. Because, girl, we already know what you did and what happened. And so all of the lies and all of the stories is catching up to you. And yes, none of this is surprising. People are focused on the romantic side of things and not who met who and when. So was Shamia the matchmaker, or did you slide in his DMs and that's how you did the matchmaking yourself? Which one is it? And that's the thing. However, the real ones know that the DM story and Shamia being the matchmaker isn't even the story. Those are lies. That Porsha and Simon allegedly been seeing each other way longer before than that, and they've been cheating behind the scenes way before he and Fallon even came close to talking about a divorce. So all of those were made up stories, and that's the reason why, like I said, her lies are falling apart. And this lie that she told on Shamia by talking about matchmaker and all of that. And she got dragged in this moment too, because this was during the time she was catching so much heat, she and Simon. Why would you, in the midst of all of that, decide to direct people's anger and frustration to your so-called best friend by exposing that she did the matchmaking? So the same way how people were giving Shamia the side eye for sitting there supporting Porsha, disrespecting Angela's marriage and her husband, saying that she was going to bleep him and all of that. Yeah, people went to her page again and was like, really? So you a married woman and you're doing matchmaking? And they drag her. And that's why Shamia in that interview said the word that Porsha couldn't pronounce. Okay, that's the only reason why I played that in the beginning. In the interview, Shamia was basically saying, all of this heat I'm getting because of my loyalty to you. Where is that same loyalty when it comes to me? I'm going to need some of that. And yes, I did post majority of that interview in a previous video. So just go to the RHOA playlist to catch up, for those of you who missed it. The truth is, allegedly, they were cheating for a long time. Of course, Porsha would do everything in her power to not admit that. She really wanted Bravo to not talk about this at all. She really thought she could go through this messy situation and no one was allowed to bring it up. She came back on the show, and because she couldn't show off this fake lifestyle about the man house and all of that, which she now is, living in and all of that because of the divorce and the prenup that they signed, now she had to then go ahead and hurry up and find a storyline and went after Drew for absolutely no reason. Drew on the reunion shutting her down, talking about Simon said you didn't have no storyline. Porsha realized that her return was a flop and giving Drew a fake apology and all of that. Yes, I saw that clip online as well. So yeah, it's just been a hot mess, but I completely understand where people are coming from with the lies and all of that, because one moment is you met him this way, but the next moment Shamia is a matchmaker. And Porsha just sat there and was like, you know what, listen, it happened, it's done, I'm going to move on. I got caught in a lie, and I'm just going to sit here, be quiet, and move on. And I said that when she posted that. I said, why would you do this to someone you call your friend? You are already catching and getting all of this heat on you. People are dragging you for you and Simon actions. Do you really think in the midst of all of this is when you should expose your best friend as being a matchmaker with a man who was still married and all of that? Now you want Shamia to get dragged too? Porsha's not a good friend to her, and Shamia knows that. Why in that moment did you think was the right time to go and write that best matchmaker ever? Shamia got dragged. Oh yes, people went to Shamia comments, how dare you? You are a married woman and you was doing matchmaking, and I hope your husband do that to you. The same way how Shamia attempted to stand up for Porsha when she made those nasty comments about Angela's husband. Shamia eventually apologized for, standing by Porsha during those comments, especially being a married woman and knowing your friend history. So anyways, I wanted me to talk about this for those of you who are in my DMs, and there it is. People are not letting Porsha live with this one. You are not about to just skip by everything that happened between you and Simon and think you're off limits and people can't talk about it or talk about you when you literally went on tour talking about Kenya Moore based on lies. Yet you were allegedly cheating with a married man, then got engaged to him while he was still legally married and went through all of this, but just want people to pretend like it never happened. Girl, bye. But anyways, there you have it. It's the latest on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm wishing all of you well and take care.
Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.